Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stu with Military Investor Network, and I have been asking some questions about how to build a team in a new real estate market, how to identify a new market, how to analyze a new market if you're looking to possibly grow into buying some rental properties or building a team somewhere outside of where you currently live. Case in point, I live in Denver, Colorado, and it's pretty expensive here. And if you're looking at just normal rent to price ratios, it doesn't really cash flow unless you do something kind of different, rent by the room, short-term rental, mid-term rental, something like that. But besides just the normal long-term rental, really, it doesn't really work great here in Denver. So I need to look elsewhere. So I asked the question on in the forums in the Military Investor Network and got lots of good answers. But I want to just share my screen and just kind of show you here, in the Military Investor Network and the forums, finding a new real estate market, quite a few comments and posts. But I just wanted to do a trial experiment here and do a new chat just using ChatGPT. And besides trying to find a real estate market, we also need to start by trying to find a team if we're going to be investing out of state. So I'm going to start with just what ChatGPT would recommend on how to build a real estate team for investing out of state. And there was a great book that I read quite a few years ago by David Green called Long Distance Real Estate Investing. And so I'm going to ask ChatGPT to use that as a reference and kind of give me some pointers on what I would do to start building a team. So here we go. Here's the prompt I'm going to go with. I am looking to start investing in long-term rental properties in a different state than where I live. I want to build a full real estate investing team that can help me identify, rehab, and manage long-term rentals. Based on the based on the book from David Green about long distance real estate investing and other resources you may know of, how would I go about starting to build a team out of state? Question mark. Who would I try and find first? Can you give me a plan to start finding that team? Okay, let's see what that does. All right, so David Green's Core Four talks about starting with the market, not the team, which is a great idea. So we'll do another video on what I would possibly do to look for a new market. But great suggestion there, start with the market, not the team. So once you've decided to pick a market, he says, or ChatGPT says, your team should actually be 8 to 10 people. Core four, investor-friendly agent, property manager, contractor, rehabber, and investor-friendly lender. The extended team, real estate attorney, title company, insurance broker, CPA, bookkeeper, home inspector, handyman, local runner. So who should you find first? Um, ChatGPT says order would be first find a property manager, then an investor-friendly agent, then a contractor, then a lender, etc. Why the PM first? Because normally you're looking for someone who has local market intelligence, right? Someone who knows the area, someone who already has managed properties under their belt, someone who has handymen, someone who knows realtors. Property manager is probably a good place to start. I think the first time when we built a new team, we started with a realtor, an investor-friendly realtor, but this is actually a really good idea is to maybe look at property management first. So this says, let's go down further. So find your deal finder. So after finding a property manager, which probably could be both a deal finder and a property manager, you need to find your deal finder. So investor-friendly real estate agent, property manager, wholesalers, etc. So then you first use those first two team members to find everyone else, right? They're going to know contractors, they're going to know inspectors, they're going to know insurance agents, they're going to know handymen, wholesalers, investors, etc. So start with finding a property management company and or a deal finder, local realtor, etc. Contractor probably the hardest hire. I agree with that. Build checks and balances into the team. And then let's see, find a team scorecard. That's an interesting recommendation. Let's keep. So first 30 days, let's see what this says about what we would do to start. So week one, market intelligence, identify top 2 to 3 markets. We'll do another video to do that. Once we've identified those markets, then we start interviewing property managers. So interview 5 to 10 property managers. And here's some questions to ask. What do you charge? There's lots of other questions that you can ask. We can do another video on that. Week 3, build your agent network. Try to find some investor-friendly agents, real estate agents. Property management company probably could help with that. Places to look. These are good ones. Bigger Pockets. There's a lot of forums inside Bigger Pockets that are directed at those markets. Local investor groups, Facebook investor groups. That's a great one. Local wholesalers, property management referrals. Like I said, they should know some. Local landlords, other investors, property managers. Great places. Bigger Pockets, Facebook groups, local meetup groups, meetup.com. Some great places there to build your network. So week 4, build the rehab team. Have your property management agent give you 3 contractor referrals. And then let's see, start looking at deals before you buy. So got to start analyzing deals, seeing what those look like, trying to figure out what zip codes, what areas you want to start looking for houses, and just analyze deals, analyze, get really good at knowing the numbers for that market. Then make your first boots on ground trip. I think that's a great recommendation. Actually go to the market, spend the money to get on a plane, go check out the market, go walk the neighborhoods, meet in person those property managers, those realtors, contractors, and walk neighborhoods and actually see what they look like. Make sure that, they are what you think they are. Sometimes it can be a little tricky to, figuring that out on Google Maps. Okay, so team that ChatGPT says recommend building. Acquisition, you want an investor agent, you want a property management company, you want a lender, you want a contractor, inspector, and then yeah, again, property manager, professional, CPA, etc. Okay, so that's what's recommended on how to start if you are going to start investing in another market. Again, we'll do another video on, how to start analyzing different markets with some criteria, something that, some stuff that I'll put in. But this is a great start, right? Start getting into these different forums, Bigger Pockets, Facebook groups, meetups, start, making contacts, start making calls, start interviewing property management companies. Once you have, 2, 3 markets identified, and then eventually get out there and go check out the actual market in person. So that's where I would start. By the way, that book by David Green, it's a really good book. Highly recommend reading that. And hopefully that was helpful. Stop sharing and let me know if you have any questions.